Hi, welcome to the weekly love reading. Before I even get started, I want you guys to pick a number between 1 and 100. And just know that whatever number you pick, that's going to correspond with the reading that you're going to get. So make sure that your heart and your mind lands on a number that really resonates for you, okay? And I just wanted to go ahead and say I am so thankful for all of the comments, the positive energy I'm getting from you guys. The whole community has just been really great. I'm really floored with how many subscribers I've been getting, like, just the past couple of weeks. And just, keep it coming. If you feel led to, go ahead. I mean, that's great. Also, just wanted to give the disclaimer that, of course, not every message is going to resonate, okay? So if that internal voice for you is saying, nope, this isn't for me, follow that, okay? Sometimes with these general readings, you, the viewer, will be in a situation where maybe you're not supposed to know something, or maybe the messages that need to be delivered are for like maybe 80% of the people, and you're just the lucky 20% that actually don't really need the guidance as much as the others. So just kind of keep that in mind. But do know that I do private readings, and I've also added an option for an even smaller reading. So my price range will be more accessible. So if you want to know anything about that, just go ahead and send me an email. It's in the description. There's some other links. If you want to go to my Facebook account and like my business, you'll get a card of the day. And if you want to check out my website, you can see all the services that I offer. All right, guys. So that being said, we are now ready for the readings. Okay, if you picked 1 through 33, you are going to be in group 1. If you picked 34 through 66, you're going to be in group 2. And if you picked 67 through 100, you're going to be in group 3. Okay? And I'll go ahead and put that in the timestamp that I'll either include in the description or the comments, so that you guys can not only see it, but not only hear me saying that, but also will be able to see it too. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, group 1. Okay, so this is a deck that I haven't used on this channel before, but I really love it. And the reason I don't use it is because I just don't think that the pictures are as pretty. But at the same time, I get some really solid reads out of these cards, okay? And we're going to go ahead and do a spread in that each card's going to be significant in some way. So this is what they are feeling, okay? This can be your guy, your girl, use a pronoun that works for you, okay? This is what you're feeling, okay? So this is kind of going to give that confirmation that I'm on the right track, okay? What they're feeling, what you're feeling, and the dynamics between the two of you this week. Okay, I'm going to use the the Tarot of Pagan Cats to clarify. You don't have to be a pagan or a cat to get good messages out of this, though. So, we will probably pick another card, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so how you're feeling right now, we've got embrace. Okay, so you're really ready to just take on the world right now. You're excited about this situation. You know that it's something you want. This feels so right to you. And I mean, this person's really making you feel complete. And this is major stuff, really, really major stuff. And I say that partially because this is a major arcana too. This is this deck's equivalent of the world, okay? So, I mean, this is like completion, okay? And I mean, it's really big completion. So this is huge on your end. You're really toned in, and tuned in. And you're also really, I mean, gosh, you're just right there, you know, you know, you're bringing it and you're doing a great job. So where they are right now, isolation. I get the isolation more than I get the sadness. Sadness might speak to some mental issues, but I'm getting much more the isolation than the sadness. Now, some of this might just be from your perspective. This person might just seem kind of like a stick in the mud, or kind of like a loner, like maybe they should be enjoying themselves more, or that kind of thing. You know, some people are just wired to where they are so sensitive to the energy and around them that they just need to be more alone, and in quieter environments and that kind of thing. So part of that isolation has to do with just that's the way they are. But I do think that there's some things going on here that's a little bit unhealthy on their part. I think that they're feeling really hard on themselves right now. I also think that there's something from the past, like some kind of childhood issues that are kind of resurfacing right now. It seems like something might have happened recently that had them experiencing like one of those kind of childhood, I want to call it a trauma, but it's like, you know, those times in your life where you reach a point where something clicks and you have a greater understanding of the world and you can't really go back. But anyway, okay, so your person is going through some stuff. They're going through some hard times, but you're right there, and you, just by being there and being yourself, you're going to help bring them up, okay? And I'll draw a clarifier for this once we're done with the spread, just to see, you know, anything else we can get around this. Okay, and then we've got awaiting results. So, yeah, you're gonna feel this week like you're just kind of, maybe a little stagnant, you know? It's like, you know, you're going somewhere with this relationship, and you can trust that. And if you think you don't know that, if you're like, I don't know, sometimes I don't know if I'm going anywhere or not, there's a part of you that knows. There really is. But it's still going to feel kind of like dragging your feet, you know, like it's almost like everything's just a little bit out of sync. And how to put this? It's just, it doesn't feel as natural, like things are opening up in a more natural way this week. But again, this is just this week, okay? So let me go ahead and get a clarifier on this sadness and isolation card, okay? So sadness and isolation. What's going on with the viewer's person? What's going on with the viewer's person? Oh. Okay, we can't take that whole pile and read it in depth, but I will breeze through this, okay? And the card that fell out at first was the Ace of Swords. One of the reasons that they're feeling this way has to do with they're coming to a point in their life where they're kind of leveling up and they're starting to embrace some new ways of thinking and new ways of being in that world. And that can be a painful process because every single time we reinvent ourselves and we add that new way of being to the world, even if it's like so positive, we are also kind of dying to the old ways. And so we're going to feel that grief, you know, and whether this is a conscious thing or not, doesn't matter. It's just, this is what the cards are telling me about the majority of the people that you're asking about, okay? So let's go through this real soon. This is something that they want to do alone. It's something that they don't really want help with. Still, that doesn't mean you can't help them. It's just be a little bit more, just be a little more discreet about it than normal. Don't get so in your face. With the star energy, yes, there's a lot of hope going on. We've got the Knight of Wands, so this should just last a week. Again, the World cards just reiterating, you know, he sees you, she sees you, they see you. they need you right now. They want you to be around right now, okay? Just maybe not as strong as usual. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the page. That's the page of swords. I apologize, because this is the Knight of Swords. Okay, so again, fast action. Okay, and then you've got the Seven of Cups. Not surprising. I think that this pertains to both of you, even though I asked for clarification on them. You know, remember the deck wanted to spit out all of these cards. So I really do think that this also has to do with just your attitude as well as theirs. And just, you know, just kind of like dreaming up what's going to happen next, you know, in your relationship. And I think that you guys both do a healthy amount of dreaming when you're kind of thinking about this relationship. And both of you are very imaginative people. So when it comes to, you know, this overall general feeling, you know, yeah, your person's going through some stuff, and I really don't want to minimize that, but they'll get through it, and they'll get through it relatively quickly. You just might notice that there's a kind of a freeze on expressing emotions at this point that will kind of get back on balance next week, because this really doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it's permanent or anything like that. And if it was permanent, we would have gotten some indicators. Okay, and then your final message for this reading is originality. Blaze your own trail. I love this card. And I know it's come up in my readings previously on this channel. It just seems like it really wants to come out. So you guys, this doesn't only speak to authenticity, but it also speaks to the way that you allow that creative endeavor, that creative process to flow through you. Open yourself up to channel some information, or if you're a musician, maybe music, or if you're a painter, maybe a painting or a sketch or a dance, or however you express yourself creatively. There's going to be, it's almost like you're going to get a download, okay? and you're going to feel compelled to express that. And that's going to be unique to each and every viewer. So, I can't go over every single scenario, but like, just to throw one out, I mean, one of it could just be taking a walk, okay? But basically what it is just, you know, you've got some creative energy with you this week. And even though this is more about you than the relationship, it will apply to the relationship, because any work you do on yourself is going to affect the relationship as a whole, okay? So generally, this is really positive. It's just your person's going through some stuff, you know? And again, it's not going to last very long, but I mean, it might be frustrating, and just know, you know, patience is called for right now, and you are doing what you need to be doing in this relationship. There's no advice as far as doing anything different. Just keep being yourself. Alrighty, guys. Alright, I am moving on now to the second group. And I'm using the same deck to read for all of you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and clear the energy from that first group that I read for, so that I can feel positive about this, and so that you will get some fresh insight. Right. Oh no. I'm going to have to light this off camera. I ended up putting my candle out that I was using. My goodness. Okay. Here we go. Oh, that's a lot better. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get that all over this. All in this space. We're getting clean. This is a fresh, new reading. Okay. I'm going to be putting this like near the camera. Okay. So, this week I'm going to be reading with this deck. I have not read with this deck before on this channel. But that's not because I don't like it. It's just I haven't felt moved to do it. But today I do. I really love this deck because it gives some really clear messages. What I don't love about it is that the pictures aren't as, I don't know, for me they're not as deep as they could be. And then we also have another guidance card here for you. I'm going to be using the Tarot of Pagan Cats to do clarifiers here. And you don't have to be a pagan or a cat to get some good advice from them. So, and I'm so sorry if you're watching this whole video, you're gonna hear that joke one more time. Okay, so this is where your person is right now, what they're feeling, what they're thinking, what they're going through, as it relates to the relationship. Okay, this is where you are, the viewer. This is where you are right now, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and how that relates to the relationship. And this card is the dynamics between the two of you in this relationship, okay? I'm prone to saying he when I'm talking about the other person, but know that you use your own pronouns, and I try to be aware of using using pronouns that are more inclusive, okay? We'll go ahead and check that one out. So, let's begin. Where you are, solar plexus chakra. Okay, feeling a little bit vulnerable here. Looks like you guys have put yourself out. Put yourself out there. My goodness, and it feels like, gosh, it feels so anxious. Like I don't know if I should have said that or done that or whatever, but you know, it's almost like you don't want to give the wrong impression, so you don't want to like move too fast, but you also don't want to move too slow and not have this happen, right? And then you also have what's going on here is just a lot of like on top of that, because I mean it's gonna sound like contradictory, but I'll try to explain. You also have a lot of positive energy too right now, because it's like you really want to manifest this, you really want this to come about, and so, you know, on the one hand, yeah, there's that kind of like anxiety and vulnerability, that kind of that kind of like yucky feeling of I don't know what am I doing, you know, that kind of thing. Just so you know, everybody goes through that, okay? Whether it's in love or some other area of life, okay? We all get that point, okay? That's because you're human, all right? So again, so you've got the solar plexus chakra going on. So one thing that you can do with that, though, is really be able to get in tune with your body right now, so that you can listen to what your body says when you are receiving guidance yourself, when you're receiving your own intuition, okay? It comes through for different people in different ways, you know? And what I feel is that this is kind of like a new thing for viewers. So it's seldom that we think about the physical when we think about intuition and that kind of stuff. But our bodies will tell us when there's something up, you know? And I think this is also kind of like a call to, you know, get in touch with your body. You know, I know that there have been some studies done with women who've been assaulted and taken advantage of, and like a lot of them say that they smell a certain smell before that, or they feel a feeling right before it happens, and I think that there's something to that, okay? And I think that that's the kind of thing that they're talking about. I'm not saying you're going to be attacked or anything like that, but it's just an example of how you can use your body to alert yourself to the dynamics of what's going on, okay? And so where your person is, oh, well, they're manifesting too. Wow. They really want to bring this into reality. In fact, now that I see this card, I'm wondering, well, maybe the reason you feel so vulnerable is because this person's coming on strong. If they're not coming on strong, you're going to feel that energy this week, though. Okay. I'm also getting this is kind of new. So if, and I mean, listen to me covering my bases, but I mean, really, if you picked this reading, okay, and you're not in a brand new situation, there is going to be something very new coming to your relationship this week. And I'm actually wondering what that might be. So if you want to leave a comment or send me an email, it would be really interesting because I mean, this is like a brand new thing for me. You know, that's the kind of energy. So, I mean, your person might like kind of surprise you. They might do something like very, very out of character, but it's a good thing. It's something, you know, it's something good. And they're doing it because they want to make you happy, but also because they really want this relationship to work. So yeah, I mean, this is great. And then, oh my goodness, release. That's interesting. Okay, I really like, okay, first off, before you panic, let me go ahead and explain this card, okay? In this card, in this deck, and the way that it's read here, okay, is different than the way it would be read in a different deck, okay? And I'm going to hold the card up, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it more clearly if I do this, but hopefully you will. In my mind, you are able to. What's going on is that this person is shedding their old skin to make way for the new, okay? I really think that this release for some of you has to do with what you've said or done that's making you feel a little vulnerable. And just know that without putting that out there and releasing that out into the universe, you can't become new, right? But I also feel like your relationship, whether it's just a beginning or has been going on for a while, it's just getting a new skin, basically. It's transforming. And that's a really beautiful process. So let's go ahead and ask some clarification for this reading, because I know that, in fact, I'm just going to go ahead and draw a clarification for all three of these. And we're going to go ahead and let them jump if they want to. And if they don't jump soon, then I'll have to go ahead and pull. We'll see what happens. But yeah, oh, there we go. And one more, please. Nope. We got enough. Wow, we've got 4 or 5. I feel like there needs to be another one though here. It's not that one. Let me feel it. Oh, right there. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Looks like there's a lot going on here. Yeah. A lot going on here. We got the Magician again. Manifest in this deck is the same as Magician in the traditional tarot, okay? And then we've got the Magician in the Pagan Cat Tarot. Again, you don't have to be a pagan or a cat. That's number 1, see? Number 1. So yeah, this is big energy. It's major energy because it's major arcana, but it's also major energy because you've got it twice now, okay? Twice. So that is definitely the energy that's going on. And I wouldn't be surprised if you're doing a lot of manifestation too, okay? But this is mainly around your person, okay? This is coming from them as well. In fact, I feel that it's coming from them more than it's even coming from you. Oh, so this is, you guys are going through some learning experiences and that kind of stuff, which explains why you're getting some new skin. We've got Pentacles here, of Royal Pentacles. I believe the crowns in this card. I feel so silly because I get confused about whether this crown means queen or king, but it doesn't matter in this case because what this is saying is that it's reassuring you to feel secure, okay? And whether or not you are this is the queen telling you to feel secure or the king telling you to feel secure, that's what it is, okay? And I think this speaks to this release card, like, no, you don't have to release this relationship. That's not what this is talking about. This is talking about you can feel secure in this relationship and know that it's coming to some new beginnings and that kind of stuff. You've got the 9 of Cups, that's wish fulfillment. I mean, it's almost like I don't want to jinx it by really elaborating. But basically you're going to be happy, okay, this week. You're going to be very happy. And then I really feel like this has to do more with like just you're going to be going through some moments here and there where you're going to be overthinking, okay? And just don't get stuck there, okay? Don't get stuck in your thoughts. And I know it's easier said than done, right? It's really important that your heart and your mind are in unity when you seek to bring positivity into a relationship. And it's also really important for manifesting that your heart and your head are in unity, okay? But sometimes when we start overthinking, you might find that you're drawn more to the negative thinking than the positive. That doesn't mean you're a negative person, or that you have any kind of, clinical illness, although many of you might, I don't know, but all it means is that those thoughts, they feel more real because they're heavier. And that's the best way I can describe it. And I think that sometimes when we get stuck in our thoughts and we don't bring our heart into it as well, we can kind of get trapped by that, okay? So this is just kind of reminding, try not to overthink it. This is totally happening. Wish fulfillment, happiness. You guys are learning things together, and through this relationship, you've got your security here. You're manifesting double time, and this is your person too. It's okay to feel vulnerable, okay? And this is not speaking of releasing each other or releasing the relationship at all. This is speaking to releasing the old so you can make way for this new, positive, great energy that's coming into your life, okay? And then the last card is Face Your Fears. Release the power of fears, okay? And I think this also kind of reinforces the solar plexus chakra right here, okay? I'm just being led to say that I do want to acknowledge that I'm aware of issues involving the sacral chakra as well. This is also intuitively led though, so I just wanted to clarify that. I personally, when I'm reading and I get the chakras, the sacral chakra and the solar plexus chakra have anxiety issues for me. When I get that, the solar plexus seems more of like that positive excitement anxiety, and the sacral seems more of that kind of more. I hate saying negative because it's like it's really a neutral feeling, but it has more to do with basic human needs and that kind of thing. So I just felt led to say that and clarify that. But yeah, face your fears. If you're feeling vulnerable, that's great because you're facing your fears, okay? I'm not saying to go and get as vulnerable as possible, I'm not saying that you need to go out and like do something crazy just to face a fear that you have. All I'm saying is that, as you look at these issues just straight in the face and you're like, you know what, I am going to not let you affect me anymore. I'm going to face you and I'm going to, maybe talk it out. If you're kind of creative like me, I have lots of conversations with some of my demons in my head sometimes. So they'll just get out of there. Leave me alone, right? But yeah, fear doesn't have power over you. You have power over it. Unfortunately, boy, does it love to grow, right? And when we get into this mindset and when we're feeling vulnerable, and especially if you've got something new going on in a relationship, and this is where, your heart is, and, relationships are perfect arenas to experience that vulnerability in. So of course you're going to be afraid in your interactions and relationships. But this is saying, you can release the power of fear. Release that fear. It's not serving you anymore, okay? Release it. Not serving you anymore. This is a beautiful thing that you guys are manifesting together. And it looks like there's going to be some just great times for you guys. Remember that overthinking, you know, and if you can do it, know that when you get to that point where you're overthinking, just be like, wait, I need to bring my heart into this, and then start feeling, okay? Because that's what's going to get you out of there, okay? Alrighty. Hi, people who pick 3. Here's your card, and then I've also got this deck, and this is the deck of Pagan Cats, and this will be the 3rd time I say this. You don't have to be pagan or cat to appreciate this or get any kind of good read out of this. I'm going to go ahead and clear these decks because I used them for the 1st and the 2nd reading, and I did this in between the 1st and 2nd as well, so I'm doing this for you guys too. Here, let me get this going a little bit more. We got to make sure this is really clear, right? Okay, so we're just getting that energy from those other folks out, so we can get you something fresh and new that's meant for you guys, okay? You know what, I just realized that my air conditioning's on, and I usually turn it off for these, so if that's bothering you, sorry, I will be more mindful of that the next time that I do one of these recordings. Okay, so we've cleared the energy. I'm going to be doing a spread with this deck. So that spread is going to be looking at your person, you, and some dynamics for the 2 of you this week, okay? Alright, gotta make sure that I get the right cards for you guys too, so. Oh, right there, right there. Okay, so this is your person, okay? He, she, use your own pronouns. As your person. That's where they are in their head and their heart right now about this relationship. This is you. This is where you are in your head and heart right now about this relationship. And this is the dynamics you've got going on this week for the 2 of you. We will pull some clarifying cards, whether just need to shuffle this. We will pull some clarifying cards for you guys, because they came through for the 1st and the 2nd group. So even if this is very, very clear, we'll go ahead and pull some extra cards just to see what else needs to be said. So let's start with you. Okay, spread your wings. That's a little bit ambiguous for me, right? Because there's, golly, it's like for half of you, it's like you need to get away. You need to get away in this situation, okay? And I can say that without even looking at the rest of this stuff. The situation just isn't serving you, and you know you need to leave. Or you know that you need to put it aside for maybe the week. But yeah, and then for the other part, the other part of you guys, what's going on is that you're really coming into your own. There's something new that you're doing in your life that's really bringing you more power, self-confidence, and all that kind of stuff. What I find is interesting about this, though, is that this dynamic has just all to do with you. Usually when I'm doing a relationship thing, I at least see how it connects. And I'm not saying it doesn't connect, it does. Because every bit of work you do on yourself, you're basically doing on the relationship too, okay? But let's go ahead and see. Ooh, I just got another thing. This also has to do with a lot of intuition as well, okay? So, you guys are going to be, you're going to be receiving a lot of intuition. And I don't even think it's going to be, like, subtle. Like, it's, like, sometimes it comes through your dreams, you know? If it does, it's going to be very obvious. Like, you'll be waking up in the middle of the night. Or day, if you sleep during the day. But yeah, this is intense. Yeah. A lot of work on yourself. You're going to be receiving some, like major coincidences, signs, maybe even a vision, that kind of thing. very open right now to that receiving, but but you're supposed to be right now. Okay, so for them, their trust. Look at these two people with their arms outstretched and this like light path that they're going on. This complements you so well too, where you are. Take flight. This is saying trust. Take a risk. So yeah, you both are taking kind of some risks in this relationship. You know, yeah. And for those of you who feel like you need to put this on hold for a bit, you can also know that they do believe in the relationship, and so they're not going to be going anywhere right away. So if you need to put this on hold, they're not going to leave. They're not going to go anywhere. At least not this week, right? But for those of you who do need to get out of the situation for whatever reason, just know that you do still have it. I mean, you definitely have the choice on whether or not you want to go, okay? You can stay in this and still be okay. Right, so the dynamics this week, oh my goodness, we got this in a different reading too. Manifesting. You guys are manifesting so much stuff right now. And something that I was thinking about with this is September 22nd, which I believe is tomorrow, at least for the Northern Hemisphere, because I know, well, for those of the people that are in my half of the world, September 22nd is tomorrow, but do you see how this is like this kind of like unity, like you cut it down the middle and it's like the same image mirrored and all of that kind of stuff, and you've got this blue light and this red light, and you know, the autumn equinox in the Northern Hemisphere and the spring equinox in the Southern Hemisphere is happening on the 22nd of September. And that is the day, the one of 2 days out of the year where the day and the nighttime are perfectly matched, right? So you guys are in we're going to be moving into that area where both the masculine energy and represented by the sun and the feminine energy represented by the moon is going to be, it's just going to be like really balanced, right? And when you're feeling balanced, when they're feeling balanced, then you guys can create just such a strong relationship with one another. And so I just really, I get a lot of good things out of this, okay? And I'm actually going to reduce that number. I think it's more like 30% of those people who are watching need to get out of this, or know that they need to put some pause, just like kind of tap on the brakes for a minute, you know, that kind of thing. Like maybe you don't need to exit off the road, but you know, you have a couple of stop signs you need to come to, that kind of thing. Let's go ahead and pull some clarifiers. What I'm wondering is you know, these are such beautiful messages, but it doesn't really go into the heart of things. So I want to find out where your person is in their heart this week. And also what you personally can focus on to help this manifestation come about quicker. Whoa. Okay, these three flipped over upright, okay? And these, yeah, not for us. Okay, so we've got the same card, the exact same card, trust. This is a Fool in the traditional tarot. And here we have the Fool again. It boasts 0. Some decks have it at 22. Try to hold it up so you can see, okay? The Fool doesn't mean that they're foolish, okay? I know a lot of you guys have some men in your life, so you know they are foolish, but that's an all the time thing, not a this week thing. So yeah, taking risks, going for it, spreading your wings, that's very appropriate. We've got the Ten of Swords. So I call this card the overkill card, because it's like, boy, people can overdo it. But it's also a completion card. Like, okay, we're done with that. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're going to be bringing yourself out of your head, and just moving into that heart space. Not that you're not going to keep your thoughts there, not that you're not going that you're going to completely disregard everything that your head's saying, but I feel like you've, in this relationship, especially on your side, have really been more of the thinking type in this situation, and there's no need for that anymore. I mean, yes, there's always need for executive functioning and discernment and all of that good stuff, but you can trust your heart right now, and just what your soul's saying to you, because there's the mind and the heart, but then there's that indescribable something more that makes you who you are. It's like the glue between the two of them, and that's also speaking to you right now. So this is, it might look a little morbid, but this right now is just saying, you're done. You're done thinking so much about this. Now it's time to put that into action. You're going to learn a big lesson. And you've got transformation of your thoughts. So this is just doubling down on this right here. Let me make sure I'm reading this right. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, yes, you're going to be learning stuff from this, but this Three of Pentacles. For some of you guys, this is going to be speaking to... this is going to be speaking to the home, and like security that you find at your home. It's like your home base, and that can be a literal home, or it can just be like that place you go to in your mind or your heart where you just feel secure. You're going to be starting to feel a lot more secure once you take this risk this week, okay? And I mean, it doesn't have to be a big thing. It might just be something small. It might just be like, hey, I've been thinking about this, and I actually am seeing a future in this relationship. I mean, it could be something as small as that, just acknowledging, different risks are going to be different sizes for different people, right? But yeah, this is really talking about security, and a home base. Sometimes this comes up when there's a third party situation, and I personally don't like to comment too much on those situations, because everybody is so unique, and your situation is so unique that I can't really cover every single person. But I think that this is kind of a warning that if you do take this risk and there's a third party situation, and for those of you who don't know, that means either they're already involved with somebody else, like your person's married maybe, or maybe you're married, or maybe both of you are married, or there what my friend would say is some dodgy stuff going on, right? I think this serves as a warning that maybe the risk should be a little bit smaller. And I'm not saying that from a place of judgment. I'm saying that from a place of love, that if you guys really want to do this, and if you guys are gonna go into this, do it while imagining how it affects everybody involved. I'm gonna go ahead and stop being preachy. And for the rest of you, I mean, this is just, it really speaks to the home. It speaks to getting that foundation and everything. It's also a card that involves other people, so you might find yourself going out in public, just maybe going on a date, that kind of thing too. It might just be as simple as that. Also, it's the pentacles, the coins, it does speak to money a little bit as well. So yeah, you're good. Oh, this is great. Okay, so this reinforces the spread your wings and the trust card here that came up twice here in the Fool and the Trust card. Creative wonderment. Follow your passion. I just love this card. And I really think it's not just because there's a piano in it, because I play piano. And so every time I see a piano, I'm like, oh, it's a piano. But, yeah. Wow, you're moving up. You're going to be moving up when you follow your passion. I really feel like this is a situation for a lot of you that is like, wow. It's like your person walks in the room and it's like, wow, or maybe they sign online, or they, you see them, you feel their presence, and it's like, wow, they're just so Awesome. That is so cool. So yeah, following your passion. Wow, that's really good. This really looks great. It really does. I mean, there's nothing in here that I can say that is getting a warning, you know, even for those of you that might be in this situation and need to leave it. I'm not getting any warning. I think that if you do end up leaving the situation, and I mean, really, if you're in a situation that's unhealthy for you, you need to get out of that, okay? And I don't want you just trusting some person on a YouTube channel that is telling you, you know, is telling you stuff. I'm just saying that in this spread, what is coming out and what I'm getting intuitively is that even if you leave, there's some unfinished business, and you guys might end up getting back together anyway. So I do want to, I just want to speak to that. All right. Thank you for watching to the end of my video. I really appreciate it. If this reading spoke to you, go ahead and like. I always appreciate subscriptions, but you know, I want you to subscribe if you know, really do enjoy my readings, you know. I wanted to let you guys know that I added a new video reading to my services. It's $25 for 10 minutes or more. It'll be at least 10 minutes or more, and it will cover either one topic, or you can ask up to 3 questions, and I'll just go ahead and go through those questions and tell you as much information as I can fit into that 10 minutes. And I just wanted to go ahead and let you know that when I do readings, it usually goes over time. So, because I just get so many impressions, right? So I do want to say that, you know, if you're thinking about having a reading with me, know that I am very, very dedicated to making sure that I get all the information that's meant for you out there, okay? Just wanted to let you guys know that. Didn't want to put it at the beginning because I really didn't want to waste your time. Alrighty, guys. I will definitely see you on Monday with the weekly general. And I wanted to acknowledge that there is somebody who left a comment. I believe their name's Alexis. If it's not, I'm so sorry. But I am going to be doing another pick a card reading that deals with that issue. And I most likely will publish it on Tuesday, but if not, it might be coming this weekend. So look for that too. Thank you guys.